It's time to welcome the season of spring, and what better way to do that than with a brand new all-content in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I didn't expect to be doing another episode this soon, but I guess I'm growing a liking to it. Although we've just received a very fun 2-in-1 sword fighter with both Pyra and Mythra, it's about time for this pass to move away from the sword fighters, specifically the anime sword fighters. Why have an anime sword fighter when you could finally feature one of the most iconic anime and manga series of all time, Dragon Ball Z? Despite not originating from a video game, the Dragon Ball Z series has had its story adapted, retold, and re-experienced dozens of times through various video games, some even being on Nintendo platforms. Fighters in Xenoverse 2 are on Nintendo's current console, the Nintendo Switch, but if you happen to not care about just the titles that were on Switch, then maybe you need to recognize the amount of fan demand that's been expressed for Goku to appear in Super Smash Bros. The demand is so high that even Sakurai acknowledged it back in 2015 on a Nico Nico broadcast with Tomokazu Sugita, the Japanese voice actor of Chrom. So, it's time for us to feed into that fan demand, and there's only one fighter to represent Dragon Ball Z, with Kakarot, better known as
the whole Fab Four. Of course, we've previously talked about why Paul McCartney would make such a perfect fighter in Smash Bros., but ultimately it makes more sense to just have all four members. John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Richard Ringo Starr Starkey. Since the boys were best known for their ability to collaborate with one another to create the wonderful music we all know and love, it only makes sense to have the four share the same moveset inspired by the songs they composed. For the neutral special, each Beatle pulls out their respective instrument and plays along to the famous opening chord of A Hard Day's Night. Although it should be noted that Ringo, being the drummer, does not play on the opening chord, and so instead strikes his patented peace and love pose as the chord plays. The move would create a stunning effect on any fighter standing or moving within a short distance of the Beatle in play. For the side special, your Beatle of choice swings the mighty Silver Hammer from the Abbey Road classic Maxwell's Silver Hammer, similar to the Donkey Kong hammer item, only much slower, with a cooldown between each bang bang upon the enemy fighter's head. For the down special, the vicious bulldog from the Yellow Submarine film is unleashed and manically darts back and forth on the battlefield to try and bite and maul any opposition. Also from the Yellow Submarine film, for the up special we have the titular Yellow Submarine itself, which rises up from the depths like a moving platform for the player to land on if they're in a perilous situation. Roll up, for the final smash, your Beatle of choice calls in the Magical Mystery Tour bus from the album and film of the same name, which rushes across the screen and battlefield and clobbering anyone in its path. Look closely and you'll see the
Quiet Man! Woo! Moving on, for the alternate costumes, I will try to represent Square Enix's richest cast of the last 2 decades to the best of my ability. The first alt is, of course, our hero, the Enforcer Dane. Little reference in this render, this is the stance he takes after doing his iconic slap move. This white palette is based on Tay, Dane's friend and leader of their gang. Our third costume is based on Isaac, the leader of rival gang Soul 33, and someone that Dane and Tay have a personal history with. The fourth alt is referencing Robert, the corrupt cop who also happens to be Dane's abusive father. Hooray! The fifth costume is Lala, Tay's girlfriend who Dane also has a thing for. She happens to look exactly like his dead mother, meaning that he has an Oedipus complex. I don't have a joke to make about that. Our next costume is based on Dane's appearance as a child, where he had light blonde hair. His hair got darker as he got older. It's a thing that happens. I speak from personal experience. I am the Quiet Man in real life. Our seventh costume is Tay's lackey and handkerchief delivery boy, Babcock, Dante from the Devil May Cry series, a choice which I think speaks for itself with the parallels between the Quiet Man and Devil May Cry. And the final costume is based on the form Dane takes during the climax of the story, when he goes sicko mode and becomes the titular Quiet Man. Next, onto the Mii costumes. Once again, courtesy of my friend Sobu no Ayu, we have the Quiet Dad, Dane's abusive father, Robert. He's a Mii sword fighter, seen here donning the Quiet Mask and wielding his signature electric baton as his weapon. Lastly, it'd be unfair if we didn't give another highly requested Square Enix character some love, so the final Mii costume would be another Mii sword fighter.
Sorcerer Mickey from his appearance in Fantasia. With his magic wand as a sword and a separate cap without Mickey's head that any fighter can wear. Of course, the most obvious stage would be the Laugh Floor, previously known as the Scare Floor. A traveling stage is beyond the scope for DLC stages, so it would only be a walk-off stage. However, there will be a number of cameos and a unique, not-so-hazard, stage hazard. One door will travel along the rail attached to the ceiling, while a mechanism on the floor reaches up to grab it. If the door makes it to the designated spot, it will open up and a number of things will happen. It can reveal locations such as France or Japan, nothing, as in a dud, or the abominable snowman saying hello. None of these can be interacted with directly, except for destroying the door in the air. After some time passes, the door will be closed, taken away, and eventually replaced with a different one. On the stage, also in the background, you can see various characters walk by such as George with fur, Josh, Claus, Fungus, and more. But there's more to the stage than that, such as music. What kind of music could we hear?
Obviously, the classic choices of old require equally classic music to go alongside them. Something fitting for the time, something iconic, something that beyond being fitting with the content described so far, could even make the ladies fall into your arms. Oh yes, what this all content really needs is none other than...
With such a robust classic soundtrack out of the way, let's take a look at the classic mode Ultimate would make for Crow and Servo. We call it, We've Got Movie Sign! And appropriately, it'd take the bots through 6 stages of classic Mystery Science Theater 3000 movies. Stage 1, Santa Claus Conquers the Martians. We'd get a right jolly old DDD on Summit in a green Marth. Oh, Droppo, you're the laziest Marth on Mars. In Stage 2, we'd go to Rumble Falls to Cry Wilderness. That means a Ness with a giant Mii gunner wearing the bear suit by his side. We initially considered Donkey Kong, but he doesn't quite look fake enough. Stage 3 takes us to Gerudo Valley and to Werewolf. It'd just be Wolf this time. Hey, you calling him a psychopath? He'll KO your whole family if you call him that! Mitchell is represented by Stage 4, a free-for-all on Woohoo Island's boat between Wario, Ganondorf, and you. Wario, even his name says, is that a beer? Stage 5 brings us to the fan-favorite episode, and what better stage for a space mutiny than Lilat Cruise? Representing Big McLarge is the similarly tank-top-clad Little Mac. Stage 6, naturally, closes off the normal fights by homaging the inscrutable, classic Manos, the Hands of Fate. You'd be in Luigi's mansion, fighting off Robin, Duck Hunt, and Cloud as our best approximation of Torgo. And speaking of, it wouldn't be a trip to Valley Lodge without the haunting Torgo theme. So we have our stages, but clearly Smash Bros.'s first television fighter demands something special for their boss fight, and we struggled to find out what that meant before coming up with something truly wild, something that would redefine what bosses even mean to these games. For a revolutionary boss fight, Tom and Crow would fight...
And that's why this would be a perfect fit for his boss fight. Let's move on to spirits. As for Harry Potter Obama's fighter spirit, his art would definitely be from his first appearance. But what other characters from Harry Potter Obama should be included on the franchise's spirit board? Here's what I came up with. First, Somari from the incredible Somari series really can shake up a spirit battle with his speed as a novice star support spirit and with the move speed up trait. The Somari battle would be against Mario on Green Hill Zone, with Somari's iconic Green Hill Zone theme playing as its music, and the battle rules would increase the enemy's move speed. Of course, if Somari is included, another retro representative from the franchise is definitely called for. So I thought that Elf Monster from Pokemon Crystal would be the best to fit this role as an advanced star support spirit with the Thrown Items Up trait. Elf Monster's battle would be against Byleth in their yellow alternate costume on Pokemon Stadium and the Pokemon Gold and Silver medley as its music. The battle rules would limit what emerges from Pokeballs to only the elves that can be encountered in Pokemon Crystal. As a brand new release in the franchise from as recent as November 2020, the impact Evil Mario from Super Fighter M has already had on gaming is so widespread that, despite its recent release, I knew he should be included. Evil Mario would definitely be an advanced star primary spirit that equips Death's Scythe as his trait. The Evil Mario battle would be versus Mario in his black alternate costume on Great Cave Offensive, and feature one iconic track straight from Super Fighter M, the Nintendo Switch presentation 2017 trailer BGM. The rules would equip Mario with an enhanced Death's Scythe, and the floor would be lava. This kind of setting would perfectly embody Evil Mario's catchphrase,
"Where is God when you need him?"
What's next? Let's check it out.
Granddad!
And finally, who else could represent this franchise with a spirit battle better than someone with one of the most anticipated console releases and from the mobile game Fighting Soulja, Soulja Boy. His Legend Star spirit battle on Omega Boxing Ring will leave you saying, "You suck," after you have to fight literally every character that appears on his Soulja game console. That means basically every major Nintendo character that appeared on the GBA, Game Boy, SNES, and NES. Good luck! The final character you'd fight is an enemy with super armor, the Soldier Boy himself, shirtless.
Private Pickle. Look at this smug dude. You know he loves to taunt, and that's what he'll be doing in Snake's body during this battle. If you can take him out though, you'll get Fist Attack up. Teach that private a lesson, Sergeant. The next spirit is an ace support spirit, Heinz Yellow Mustard. You know this one had to be there, and it'll be portrayed by a yellow Sergeant Squeeze on the Prism Tower level. Due to the instability of Mustard, the floor is made of lava, and the fighter can sometimes receive sudden damage out of nowhere. But if you can take the Mustard on, then you'll be granted poison immunity. Up next we have another classic novice support spirit, the Peppa Pig Pasta Shapes. A classic of kids' cuisine, this duo is represented through the Ice Climbers, though with Nana leading to show off Peppa's dominance over her brother. The floor is sticky, don't ask why, and the stage will be the Garden of Hope. If you can take out this horrifying duo, you'll earn critical health defense up. And finally, the legendary spirit, and you had to see this one coming. It's the classic Heinz Baked Beans. This battle will have you go up against 100 orange Kirbys. It's basically multi-man smash, but all Kirby. The stage is the battlefield version of the Heinz Test Kitchen, and if you can survive the onslaught of beans, then your reward is the legendary attack spirit with 3 slots, but a large increase in your weight. And that will do it for all the Heinz content you can see in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
What keywords are going to drive maximum engagement for this? And that does it for our all content on Zack Snyder's Justice League. Was it a perfect episode of all content? No, I wouldn't say that. The music choices felt a bit forced, and the excessive use of slow motion got to me. There's no denying, however, that Steppenwolf spirit looks a whole lot cooler than it would have in our theatrical cut of Justice League all content. Anyway, a special thank you to all of our patrons on screen right now, and if you would like to support us and get all the benefits, including an exclusive Discord channel, exclusive Source Gaming assets, early access to content, and the ability to suggest content for us to cover, then follow the link below. And with that, always remember to return to the source.